कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, अरे कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो। साहब मिले सबूरी में, अरे साहब मिले सबूरी में, मन लागो यार फकीरी में, मन लागो।
When I am with you, we stay up all night. When you are not there, I can't go to sleep. Praise God for those two insomnias and the difference between them. When I am with you, we stay up all night. When you are not here, I can't go to sleep. Praise God for those two insomnias and the difference between them. Insomnia is a restlessness. Insomnia is a breaking down of the regular pattern of consciousness. Consciousness exists as the sleeping state, as the waking state, as the dreaming state. Insomnia here refers to a breaking down of the regular patterns of mind, which is a kind of madness. To a mind that thrives on patterns, a breaking down of patterns appears so much like madness. We have been accustomed to thinking that the liberated one, that the one who has attained moksha or nirvana, behaves in a cool, composed, poised, elegant way. We have a certain image of the Buddha, walking nicely, smiling gently, speaking softly, not being rude or harsh, offering a gentle touch, not hurting or killing, acting very, very wisely, very intelligently in our own sense, whatever we call as intelligence. We have that particular image of the liberated one. The poet is trashing that image. The liberated one is a mad one. He cannot sleep at nights. The liberated one has no obligation to conform to your image of the liberated one. Amira was in no way subscribing to the image of the Buddha. Krishna was so well decked, decorated, and with the morpunk, the feather of the peacock, And Mahavir was totally naked. There have been liberated ones who have been crying all their life. There have been masters who would be very angry, and often so. Nobody lives as per a particular code of conduct applicable to liberation. If there is one thing common between all of them, it is that the world considered them insane surely at some point or the other. That is common. Patterns are not common among them. Their insanity is the only thing that puts them together in one bracket, in one set. Otherwise, they are all very unique and different flowerings. The liberated one would be known only by his madness, by his apparent chaos. A holy anarchy is what he would be living in. It is very certain that he would not be subscribing to the rules, the practices, the codes, conventions of the society. He would not be very likable. The real ones have anyway rarely been liked by mankind. They have been treated as mad ones, even criminals. But this, as we said, is a holy anarchy. It does not follow the external order given by evolution or society, but it has a beautiful inner order of its own. And because the inner order is divine, so the liberated one will not tolerate or follow any external order. That is one mark of the liberated one. He is someone who has stopped following orders, even his own order. It seems tempting to us when we hear about not following orders. The ego swells up. The ego says, yes, I also don't want to follow anybody's orders. I want to live by my own sweet will. No, the liberated one is the one who follows no orders, who has stopped following orders of others as well as his own orders. His orders now come from somewhere else. And since his orders come from somewhere else, they are so incomprehensible to others. To others, the divine dance looks like chaos, like utter disorder. And that is why, if you are someone who bothers too much about others and society and validation and sanction from here and there, truth is not for you. Because truth is not something public. It is not a social commodity. It neither gets nor seeks general approval. If you are really committed to truth, you cannot be committed to anything else. If you are really devoted only to the one, then you cannot bother about this and that. It's also pity then. So, the intelligent one, the really intelligent one, lives like a mad one. He lives so much like an animal. But we are also being cautioned that it does not mean that everybody who lives madly is an intelligent one. Thank God for the two insomnias. The last two lines read, thank God for the two insomnias and the difference between them. Yes, if you go mad in devotion, crazily you dance. Meera danced crazily. But that does not mean that if you start making a stupid show of yourself by dancing in the name of Krishna in the streets, you will attain to devotion. For Meera, devotion comes first, attainment comes first, dancing comes later. Dancing is just a fruit, an outcome. But we confuse. We cannot see the essence of Meera, we can only see her dance. We cannot see the core of a Chaitanya, we can only see that he used to dance in the streets. The core is not visible to eyes. So what do? We start emulating that which can be emulated. The Atman of course cannot be emulated, but physical actions can be copied. So one starts copying that stuff. Now where there is the root, the shoot and the flower and the fruit will be there. But if you keep watering the leaves and the fruit, then you will not get to the root. By copying somebody's actions, you will not attain to that person's essence. You will only make a fool of yourself, as we do. That is why it is important to emphasize the two insomnias and the difference between them. The two insomnias and the difference between them. Do not try to deliberately act crazy. When you are trying to act crazy, it is not craziness at all, it is planned action. It is meticulously planned madness. So it is not madness at all. You forget about madness. You live in the truth. There would be many who would be eager to label you as mad. So you don't have to bother yourself with that. That role can be taken up by so many others who are so willing. They will come and they will certify you mad. Just don't be afraid when you are called mad. In fact, here is an advice. If you are not being called mad, then there is something very dangerous happening. Kindly wake up. If you are subscribing to all the prevalent standards and benchmarks, if you are ticking all the right boxes, then it is guaranteed that you are a creature of the same social hell as the whole society is. If there is nothing untoward about you, if you are not in the fringes in any sense, if you belong to the mainstream in all ways, rest assured that you are moving towards the same destruction as everybody else. You are already a part of the same destruction. But that again does not mean that you will deliberately try to act as a fringe element. That does not help either. Because there are too many who deliberately try to act mad. They too are a great community. It is very easy to seek attention by becoming some kind of a nutty minority. You get a lot of attention. Oh, these people are different. The spiritual one is really different. He is not pretending to be different. He has not organized himself to be different. He is really, really different. And because he is really different, the way he is different may not be very visible. Are you getting it? If you find yourself really getting out of the stranglehold of convention, of norms, of mental patterns, don't be afraid. It's an auspicious news. Happens with everybody who ever really attains. You are welcome. At the same time, don't pretend that it is happening to you. It is very easy to fake. Oh, you know, in the nights I am seeing some kind of blue light. It is happening with me. Some lizard or some other reptile keeps rising up my spine. It is happening with me. Don't pretend, don't fake. Because these things cannot be objectively proven. So you can claim anything. And you can only deceive yourself by claiming all such stuff. Do not go for the externals. The externals are easy to obtain but equally worthless. Do not copy the looks of a Jesus or a Buddha or a Muhammad. Yes, Mahavir went naked, but everybody who is walking nude is not a Mahavir. Yes, the gurus won't cut their hair, would have long beards, but everybody who is keeping a long beard is not a guru. Now, beard is easy to get. And if one can see only the exteriors, then just by keeping a beard you can act as a guru. Easy. Why go through the suffering of dropping the ego? Simply get a beard. Cool. Why go through the horror involved in dropping identities? Just get a tattoo. A tattoo is such a nice substitute for truth. Go mad, but go really mad. Go to the sidelines, leave the society, but go really to the sidelines. Don't just pretend. If you have left a commercial center and come to a spiritual center, you are still very much within the fold of society. That was a socially approved commercial place. This is a socially approved spiritual place. You are still following all the rules and subscribing to all the stereotypes. Be really different. The real one, the really different one, goes neither with the crowd nor against the crowd. He goes just with the truth, with himself. It must be beautiful to not to sleep at night. May you be blessed with loss of sleep. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagrate sayami. When it is night for the entire world, then the real one is awake. May you be awake when it is night for the entire world. That does not mean that being awake at nights will give you liberation. We have many places here where people are awake at night smoking weed. That only gives you a tipsy head, nothing more.
Someone who is liberated like that, he still, he has basic needs, like he needs food, clothes. How does he do that?
He doesn't do that. The basic needs take care of themselves. The body needs food, the body arranges food. The lungs need air, the lungs suck in air. The throat needs water, the throat arranges water. He is at peace. He is still not doing anything. It is possible for you to eat, sleep, walk, drink, and yet not do anything. Just as you are not doing anything when your heart is beating. Similarly, it is possible to live an entire life not doing anything even when you appear to be doing a lot. The needs will be taken care of. Don't imagine. Just a while back we had said that if we start imagining, then we'll get a very horrifying picture. Oh, I quit my job, bankruptcy, desperation, no food to eat, starvation. So, no truth please, truth is starvation. No, truth is not starvation. It happens. The day you are born in an entire system. There is exactly that much oxygen in the air as your lungs need. What if the proportion of oxygen in air is 40%, not 20%, or just 5%? Would you survive? You are a product of this entire system. You are one with it. You are the system. You have come out of this soil, and the soil has everything that is needed to sustain you. When you are not responsible for your birth, why do you think you are responsible for your upkeep? Just as you come without your volition, you will also survive without your volition. You will survive as the plants do, as the animals do, as the river does. Do you see that there is exactly as much sunlight as you need? A little more sunlight and we would disappear. Do you see that the temperatures are just right to help us survive? Do you see that? Do you see that the atmospheric pressure is just right to let us survive? Had it been a little less, we would have exploded. Had it been a little more, we would again have exploded. Imploded rather. Everything is just perfect. Now where is your role in all this? Why do you think you are needed? You are not needed. You are redundant, unnecessary. So you can go and sleep. The system would still function. It is like the machine is functioning on its own and you are assuming yourself to be the operator and bouncing around in worry and desperation and anxiety with a wrench in your hand. Now the machine does not need your intervention at all. It is self-sufficient. It is a divine machine. not made by you. But you want to improve the machine. You say, I can do better than God. That's what the ego always says. God, I'll show who's the boss. The stars, the sand, the river, they know everything about you. They know how to provide for you. Have faith. Don't be so tense. Relax. It happens. Happens on its own. It's most beautiful when you don't have to do it. When it's coming for free, take it. Don't like that, right? You want to be responsible. Yes.
So I'm starting to see more and more that this search for truth or whatever we should call it,
Please.
yeah, is I see myself running against a black hole,
Yes.
and I see more and more it's falling away and it's getting darker. And I keep so of course there is a struggle not to do it. And one of these questions that keep coming: why am I running? Or why do I want truth? Like why? Like what's the point? If it's already here, then why look for it? Why do I have to kill myself? What is
That's a
this
perfectly wonderful question.
insane thing?
No.
In a way.
Yes. That's the obvious question one must ask. Why must one do anything to attain anything?
I guess that's it.
That's it. Have fun.
How did we get so messed up?
Huh?
How did we get so messed up in the first place?
By asking too many questions. It doesn't matter how it happened. What's important is that it can be sorted out. It doesn't matter how the whole thing got tangled up. What's important is that it can be very easily untangled.